Good morning, my brothers and sisters. I have a word for you this morning that is very important, something that really arrested my spirit, and this is something that the Lord said, Marilyn, you have to share this today. And it's about the fault line. You may have heard people talk about this in the past, and I myself have heard John Paul Jackson talk about it. I've heard Lance Wallneu talking about it. And there's been a couple of others that have talked about it as well, to get people to be prepared, because there is going to be an earthquake in California. And if you're like I'd say, like they were saying as well, to get away from the coastal areas, to move to safety. And this was something that the Lord really impressed upon me this morning. He said, Marilyn, share this morning. And so I'm not adding to this or taking away. And so I will just give you the message that he gave me, the words, because as a watchman, I pray and intercede on anything that God has given me to share with other people. I pray about it, and I always wait for the timing. And for this message this morning, he has said to share this morning. So here it is. Fault lines moving, shaking. And I was to share this twice. Fault lines moving, shaking. Gather, be ready, move to safety. I will lead you, do not fear. I, your Lord, am doing the shaking to awaken man out of slumber. Wake up, turn from your wicked ways. You have been warned over and over. Now you will see I am who I am, the Lord who loves you. You have heard people say, oh, they need a shaking. For many, this is the case. You have seen the many storms the evil one has sent in the natural, the wind, the rain, the snow, and flooding. But now you will see how I shake the earth. I am the Lord your God, maker of heaven and earth. But, and he wanted this in capital letters and in quotation marks, but I, your God, will also pour out my glory upon all flesh, young and old, like never before. I will send my angels to visit you in your dreams and visions. I will bring healing to many. Look to me this day. And he wanted that in quotation marks too. Look to me this day. And he gave me Revelations chapter 4 and 5 to read, and you can look that up. And Daniel chapter 4, it's about King Nebuchadnezzar's dream and the outcome from rebellion, because King Nebuchadnezzar was not doing what God wanted him to do. And so he ended up having to, one of the things here that really he was talking about, about the dream was fulfilled after he had a dream from God. And it said, all this happened to King Nebuchadnezzar 12 months later as the king was walking on the roof of the royal palace of Babylon. He said, is this the great Babylon I have built as the royal residence by my mighty power and for the glory of my majesty? See, Daniel had interpreted a dream that Nebuchadnezzar had, but now the king was not really paying much attention to the dream that Daniel had spoken to him. And so he just kind of got in pride, of which you can read about in Daniel here, chapter 4. And so then all of a sudden, it says, the words were still on his lips when a voice came from heaven. This is what is decreed for you, King Nebuchadnezzar. Your royal authority has been taken from you. You will be driven away from people and will live with wild animals. You will eat grass like cattle. 7 times will pass by you until you acknowledge that the Most High is sovereign over the kingdoms of men and gives them to anyone he wishes. And so this is the thing that we really need to realize, that if we are going the wrong way and we are not following God in our relationship with him, then he will shake things up in our lives to get our attention so that we're not destroyed. And there have been a lot of things like what we've seen on the news worldwide of these floods and these things, but they will get our attention, and I have seen that these are the things that have been sent by the devil, these storms and these things of which the Lord has spoken of. But now he will shake the earth to get us awake. There are so many things that have to happen in the world, and God shows us these things all throughout the Bible, and to get our attention. But as we seek him, and this is what the Lord has shown me, like to take that time with him, to seek him for his plans and purposes, not go my own way, because when I go my own way, I can really get we can all get into pride. It's not to say that any one of us are any better than anyone else, but we really need to just take that time alone with the Lord. At first time, in the morning or in the afternoon or at nighttime, whenever you can actually have the time to spend with him, because we really need his guidance. We can't go by what other people say. We can't go by listening to the governments and stuff, because there's so much lies out there that, that you just can't trust a lot of things, but you can always trust God. And so really take that time to really listen to him. Even begin to write down in a journal or on a scribbler or whatever, things like thoughts that will come to you. And little by little, you will be able to pick up some of those nuggets that you will really know that, oh, wow, that wasn't me. How would I know that? How would I ever know what God was saying? Because little by little, he will show you that it is him that is speaking to you. It's not your own mind or your own heart, but it does take some time to look at that and, share it with a trusted other Christian member, not somebody that's into New Age and that sort of thing, because those are, other spirits that they're getting a lot of their information from. But look into the Word of God, the Holy Bible. Yes, there are many different versions of the Holy Bible, and a lot of times I will go by the King James Version or the NIV. It's a study Bible that helps you to understand, verse by verse what God is meaning through that, because a lot of times when we don't speak with, like the King James says, ye, the words ye and thou, and we don't speak that word today, but we can really get the gist of what's being said. So I really hope that you will seek God for where he would have you to move for safety, but really just, take that time, and I'm not saying that I'm prophet or anything like that, but as a watchman, as an intercessor, God shows me these different things. And as I pray, many times he will show me certain things, and I need to share them at certain times so that it will speak to other people and they will be prepared, And God says to be prepared in season and out of season, for the words that he would speak to us. So just really take this before the Lord and see what he would say to you or lead you. God bless you today.